Bo Derek was born Mary Collins on November 20th, 1958. While she became one of the biggest stars of her day, when she was a teen, Derek wasn't exactly driven. In fact, the future poster girl and film star seemed perfectly content with doing next to nothing when she was 16. Join Facts First as we take a journey back in time to see how Bo Derek became one of the hottest poster girls of the 70s and 80s. She frequently cut class in high school. Bo Derek's father, Paul Collins, was an executive for the sailboat, kayak, and surfboard manufacturing company Hobie Cat. Her mother, Norma White, was a makeup artist and hairdresser for the Swedish-American actress, singer, and dancer Anne Margaret. While she was still young, Derek's parents separated. Her mother ended up remarrying stunt performer Bobby Bass. While attending Narbonne High School in LA, Derek frequently skipped class. Her academic record, unlike her professional career, was something she was never very proud of. At one point, she later admitted that she skipped school for an entire month straight. This resulted in landing in hot water with school administrators and truancy officers, but even that wasn't enough to keep her in class. Her mother, whom she lived with after the divorce, worked a lot and as such was gone quite often. Derek would take this opportunity to leave school and hitchhike to the beach. As time went by and it became more clear that school was one of her lowest priorities, Derek eventually dropped out. At 16, while technically still attending Narbonne High School, Bo became sexually involved with actor and filmmaker John Derek, a married man who was 30 years her senior. Not long after, Derek left his wife, actress Linda Evans, and filed for divorce. The couple then moved to Germany, where John Derek wouldn't be prosecuted under the state of California's statutory rape laws. In 1973, Bo began filming John's low-budget romantic drama film Fantasies. She portrayed a young woman of Greek descent. To look the part, Bo was urged to dye her hair brown. Capitalizing on her beauty, John Derek worked several risque scenes involving nudity into the film. To sell the flick to major studios, he re-edited the movie twice. The film unfortunately remained unreleased until 1981, at which point it received several negative reviews. Bo married John in 1976 when she was 19. By this point, she had already dropped the name Collins and was known professionally as Bo Derek. Previously, she'd gone by the stage name Bo Shane. In 1977, she was cast by director Michael Anderson in a minor role in his horror film Orca, the Killer Whale. In that largely forgotten film, Derek's character got her leg chomped off by the title character. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. From B-films to international sex symbol. Bo Derek landed her breakthrough role in 1979 when she was selected for the role of Jenny Hanley in the romantic comedy 10, directed by Blake Edwards and starring Dudley Moore, as a man facing a midlife crisis who finds Derek's character to be his ideal woman. Derek's appearance in a dream sequence in which she ran towards Moore wearing a skin-tight, nude-colored one-piece swimsuit transformed her into a mainstream sex symbol. With her iconic cornrow hairstyle, the dream sequence has gone on to be parodied frequently. 10, while being somewhat forgettable, was a critical and commercial success. In addition to being one of the film's most celebrated cast members, Derek's image was also used to sell millions of film posters that became staples of college dorm rooms everywhere. Derek's acting was often criticized, and films like Tarzan the Ape Man and Bolero were mocked for being thinly veiled showcases of her face and figure. Bo was one of the leading sex symbols of her time. Her early films, for better or for worse, told audiences pretty much everything they needed to know about her. Clearly, she was meant to be seen more as eye candy rather than a serious actress. Fans couldn't seem to get enough of her piercing blue eyes, prominent cheekbones, and hourglass curves. Because of her irresistible beauty, Bo has been featured on the cover of Playboy more times than any other celeb who wasn't a Playmate. While her looks are what first gained her attention, Bo Derek still had a great deal of natural talent, and throughout her acting career, she rarely disappointed. Her appearances on the big and small screens were rather sporadic, but to this day she remains glamorous and thoroughly entertaining. Bo's later film and TV career. After appearing in 10, Derek was cast in the 1980 dramatic comedy A Change of Seasons, starring Anthony Hopkins and Shirley MacLaine. Derek played a college student who had an extramarital affair with a much older professor. Derek followed that role up with the R-rated MGM film Tarzan the Ape Man. This was her first leading role in a mainstream Hollywood movie. Tarzan was torn apart by critics, but still managed to become a box office success. She followed that performance up with a role in 1981's Bolero, a film that, like her previous one, was directed by her husband, John Derek. It was about the female protagonist's sexual awakening and her journey to find the perfect person to take her virginity. Given the salacious nature of the film and its explicit use of nudity, it received an X rating. Critical reviews of Bolero were unanimously negative. Unlike Tarzan, Bolero's X rating resulted in it flopping commercially. In 1987, Derek teamed up with indie filmmaker Stephen Paul to sell the previously unreleased film A Night of Love, which was set to star her, but that plan fell flat on its face. After a 5-year hiatus, Derek returned to appear in feature films, first with the fantasy comedy flick Ghosts Can't Do It, which saw release in '89. The film was the final one that she collaborated with her husband on. It was a failure critically and financially. After that fumble of a film, Derek appeared in the TV films Hot Chocolate and Shattered Image. She then appeared in the 1995 comedy Tommy Boy. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Derek guest starred on shows like Wind on Water, The Drew Carey Show, Family Law, Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, and Seventh Heaven. On the big screen, she went on to appear in films like Frozen with Fear and Master of Disguise. More recently, she made an appearance on CSI Miami in 2012 and had a featured role in 2015's made-for-TV film Sharknado 3: Oh Hell No. Bo's other passions. Bo Derek has been a horse lover and equestrian enthusiast since childhood. She owns several Andalusian horses and is a spokesperson for a campaign by the Animal Welfare Institute to end horse slaughter. In 2002, she published an autobiography entitled Riding Lessons: Everything That Matters in Life I Learned from Horses. Besides horses, Derek also is one of the national honorary chairpersons for the VA's National Rehabilitation Special Events Program. Both Derek's father and her late husband, John Derek, were military veterans. As such, Derek has been a long, proud supporter of veterans, and she received the highest VA honor from Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Anthony Principi. She's also been named an honorary Green Beret by the Special Forces Association. For 18 years, Derek has been active with the environmental agency Wild Aid, which provides funding and education for protecting sharks and dissuading people from buying wildlife product. In 2020, she was a guest on the Discovery Channel's Shark Week special. At this point, the 65-year-old actress is mostly retired from acting. Following her first husband's death from heart failure in 1998, Derek began dating actor John Corbett in 2002. In 2020, they got married and have been living happily together at their ranch home in Santa Barbara, California ever since. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of Bo Derek's career? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.